All right, the January 6th House Select Committee released more transcripts from its investigation into the insurrection. Testimony from 19 witnesses were made public on Thursday, including former President Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr., and his former political advisor, Stephen Miller. It's the latest batch of transcripts released after the panel concluded its year-and-a-half-long investigation earlier this month. CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane joins me now. Scott, thanks a sec for taking some time to talk to us here. I know it's a lot to read through, but anything stand out to you just yet?
Yeah, it's thousands of pages, Jared, and what's more, these are some key witness transcripts just released. These are witnesses who are very much inside the inner Trump circle. You mentioned a few of them. Donald Trump Jr., Trump's top aide, Stephen Miller, Kimberly Guilfoyle, Trump Jr.'s girlfriend, legal advisors, the D.C. mayor, the D.C. police chief. There's a lot here to go through. Let's look at the top lines. Many of the people who spoke with this committee had clips of their depositions or interviews played by the January 6th committee at public hearings. This is a little bit different. These are some of the people from whom we haven't heard yet. We didn't know what Stephen Miller said, but reading through his 200-page transcript, I can tell you he was emphatic and unequivocal of his ongoing support of President Trump, and he defended to the committee Donald Trump's White House ellipse speech January 6th and insisted Trump was forceful and resolute in not wanting anything more or anything different than peace and harmony on January 6th. Donald Trump Jr. used the phrase, "I don't know" or "I don't recall" dozens of times when asked point-blank questions about January 6th and about what became of the $250 million raised by the Trump campaign after the election, but before January 20th. That's been a thread the January 6th committee has pulled a bit in public. They've raised rhetorical questions about what became of all the money raised on these baseless election claims. They asked that question point blank to Donald Trump Jr., and Jared, he did not respond.
It's a probably smart response, some would say. Can we dive a bit into the testimony from Stephanie Grisham, a former aide for First Lady Melania Trump? She claims in her testimony that there were people looking to discredit her. Could that claim lead to any sort of investigation going forward?
That's a good question. Let me just say, having read through dozens of these transcripts now, they've released more than 100. Stephanie Grisham's transcript, released a few moments ago, is far and away the most interesting. What she alleges, what she reveals. She was a top aide to First Lady Melania Trump, in addition to having been a previous White House aide. She details the falling out she had with the First Lady on January 6th, saying in the weeks or two before January 6th, the First Lady, who Stephanie Grisham said had an independent streak, seemed to fall in line with the West Wing, with the president, and these claims and questions about election fraud. And that on January 6th, before 2 p.m., Grisham says she urged Melania Trump to send out a tweet to urge for peace and peaceful protest and to avoid violence. And she says the First Lady declined to do so. Shortly after, Stephanie Grisham says she quit. What's more, she has a second-hand account that is uniquely compelling in this transcript. Stephanie Grisham says she'd heard from those inside the West Wing on January 6th that Donald Trump characterized the January 6 rioters as sloppily dressed or sloppily attired, but that he was satisfied and pleased they were fighting for him.
Scott MacFarlane, thank you so much. I can't wait to see what else you find out in those documents.
Thanks, Jared.